I'll never forget that moment I saw the news, a Category 5 hurricane headed straight for Jamaica. My heart dropped. Even though I'm not there physically, my mind and heart were right back home. In this video, I just want to share what it was like watching my island, my people, go through something so massive from miles away and what it reminded me about home, love, and strength. Hi everyone, it's your girl Antoinette and I am back with another video. This is not a video that I ever thought I would be doing, but nonetheless we are here. As you can tell from the title, I will be giving my 2 cents on Hurricane Mellisa. Unless you've been living under a rock or somewhere, everyone may have heard by now about the Category 5 hurricane that hit the island of Jamaica, and that's where I'm from. I wanted to do this video from a perspective of family that is not actually on the island and have family back home. This hurricane was horrendous. It was devastating. It was, if there's any adjective that you can think of that is bad, that was Hurricane Mellisa, in my opinion. And when I just heard about it and hearing that it was going to be worse than Hurricane Gilbert, I knew it was going to be bad. I didn't understand to what extent, but I knew it was going to be bad. However, I kept calling my family and saying, did you batten down? Did you get water? Did you get food? You want to make sure they are prepared because you're not there to help and you feel so helpless. And a hurricane came and then it went and then you couldn't hear anything. And that was horrible. That was so horrible because no electricity, no phone lines, and it was just scary. And you just keep praying and you keep praying and you say, oh Lord, in your heart, I keep telling myself, if something did wrong, me would know. My heart would have, like, I don't know. I was looking for a feeling in my body if something was drastically wrong with my immediate family. I knew it was bad in the island. I honestly didn't understand what I was about to see when there was some people who finally got some internet and was able to do videos or live streams. Let me tell you, I am so grateful for the internet, for TikTok and all these things that help us to see and to understand what was really happening on the island. It's nothing nice to see what your country is going through. It I don't know if there's a word. And I tried doing this video before and I couldn't pull myself together because I haven't had a good night rest because I keep watching these videos. I see them in my dream. But I try to stay positive and I try my best to stay hopeful because I know we're going to be stronger. I know we're going to rebuild. But just to think of what the people on the island is going through, I'm going to try and insert some pictures from what I got, as I go along so you can see, if you haven't seen before, that is, some of the devastation that's happening. When I finally heard from I got word that my mom was okay first, and I got word that I think it was one of my aunt that she was okay. The rest of people, my mom is on one side of the island, and the rest of the family is on the other side. So my mom is in St. Catherine, which is closer to Kingston. So they did not get hit that bad. So we kind of pretty much knew they were okay, but you still couldn't hear their voice. Until I heard her voice on Saturday, that was when I felt, I could slowly start to relax a little bit, but not hearing from everybody else. It's like, oh God, I pray they're okay. Because on the other side of the island, which is like Montego Bay, they got hit real hard. So definitely not like some of the other parishes, but they got hit. And you just, in myself, I said, okay, I keep calling my cousin in New York and my other cousin in Florida. I'm like, any word yet? And everybody's like, no, no, no. And we just wanted to hear something so bad, you know. But in myself, as I said before, I keep saying, I know if you know, there was any casualties, I'm grateful that we would have known, like something would have tell you in your belly or something. But glory be to God, nobody was fatally hurt, or nobody was really hurt. People were left homeless. People were left homeless. And just to think of, you know, how hard you work and you hardly survive. Because I mean, there's people in Jamaica who can hardly find food, who is just making it hand to mouth, week by week, week by week. Most of my family are farmers. So can you imagine, like, what are we gonna do now? You know, what are we gonna do? So all is going through my mind is all the crops are gone, all the farm stuff are gone. So they live off the land. They plant vegetables and produce, and now it's all gone. And don't get me wrong, I am so grateful that they are alive, and they are too, you know. But the reality hit now that they need food, basic stuff like water, food, you know. No, it reminds me of the story in the Bible where Joseph brothers, they threw him in the pit, and then, you know, if you know your Bible, you know the story. Well, they threw him in there to die, but he didn't. He got rescued, and then he went to some other country, and then he became the king. And that's how, when famine hit their land, the brothers' land, they had to find this land where there was food. So, you know, so I was thinking about that story, and, you know, saying, wow, you see these things happen all over the world. And not that we are untouchable, but, you know, back in 1988, there was Gilbert, and that was, any other storm after that one, it was just like a, you know, nothing major, nothing too bad that we couldn't recover from. But this one, Jamaica got hit real bad. People lost their lives. People are homeless. So many people. Like, I've cried so many times since this hurricane hit. Like, just watching the devastation, just seeing people homeless and hungry and looting, and just to find something to eat. And children, oh my gosh, mothers, there's people who need help. There's hospitals with sick people that's just flooded. Like, there's roads that just look like a big river. There's just devastation after devastation after devastation, and it just keep going on. And the more you watch is the more it breaks your heart, over and over and over again. Last night I even had a dream about Catherine Hall. Catherine Hall is in Montego Bay, and I watched a video with people. They were literally digging mud, not just dirt, mud from out of their houses. Like, these people have to just be throwing out everything, you know. And they talk about the smell, like there's dead animals on the ground, and they're still buried under all that rubble. And you know what, the rubble that I was seeing from the videos that I've been watching, it looks like a tsunami or like a tornado passed through. Like, we're not used to hurricane doing these kind of damages. Like, when you look at the vegetations, like the hills, it's brown. Like, wow. But we're grateful. We are so grateful. And for those who lost their lives, you know, my heart goes out to your family, because to lose everything and then to lose a family member in the process, it's like, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. And I just want to continue to pray that Jamaica will heal and nobody will get sick during this process, because they're very worried about breakouts of diseases because of the sanitation and stuff like that, lack of clean water. And I just pray and ask God to just continue to help these people. They're getting a lot of helps, and I am so, so grateful for the help that our island is getting right now. You know, so many people, and I'm very grateful, and I'm happy to see the help that's pouring into Jamaica. And I know it's a lot of people are complaining that they didn't get help yet, but you know, they can't get to everybody, you know, in the same time. So we just have to be our brother's keeper and do what we can to help. And if you can donate, find a charity, find an organization that is reputable and you know where your money is going. And there's some people I want to give shout outs to, but I think I'm going to do that in another video because I am really grateful and happy for the help that Jamaica is getting. You know, when I finally hear from my family in Montego, I still haven't heard from one of my aunt, but I spoke with her daughter and she is fine. She lost her house too, you know, but she is fine. She's staying with her son. And then my niece, oh my gosh, that's my little baby girl. She lost her house also. And when she finally called me about 2-3 days ago, I heard her voice and I just broke down. I broke down because I was just happy to hear her voice. I was just, and I felt like I just wanted to hug her. I just wanted to hold her because it was very, 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 very scary. Oh, my stepdad, he told me, and pretty much everybody that I spoke to who told me about their experience with the storm, they said it's like the wind was crying. They heard so many different voices, like sounds. My stepdad said at one point it sounded like a cat was crying. He said at one point it sounded like a woman was wailing. He said it is just so many different sounds coming from the wind. And I'm like, wow. And I spoke to my niece. She told me the same thing. Like, it just sounded like somebody was crying in the wind. That's how the storm sounded. But we will rise. We will overcome. You know, they have this song that says, ride out your storm. That day when the storm was going on that Tuesday, I was just singing, ride out your storm, ride out your storm. Because I knew in the midst of everything, there's always a silver lining at the end of the tunnel. And the only thing Jamaica can do from this is grow stronger and better, because we're a loving, loving, loving island. And despite what's happening right now, I know so many people are going to need therapy and counseling, especially the children. When you see grown men crying, like bawling, you just know it was bad. You know, but once again, my heart goes out to my country, my island, Jamaica. And I just want to send love. I just want to send peace. I just want to send, so much gratitude that we didn't lose everything. We didn't lose everything. And my people, stay strong, stay blessed, and we shall overcome. And we will be stronger than before. Walk good. One love. It's your girl Antoinette. I'm out.
Run shop. YAWD. As far as your eye can see, man. Place flat. See it there? Light post down. Look over here, so. On the hillside. Or that hillside. Check. Yes, flat.